as Keatstars does currently.
Yeah, I think so. They're in a pretty comfortable spot in the groups, but another win here would be really massive for them still. They can still fight for that, you know, upper placement. We have the smoke out, of course.
They did it.
And
they finally did it, Waga. They bought the smoke.
Yeah, and they have good kill potential as well, so they're going around, putting down a ward.
Yeah, but Whitemon's smoke broke, so they knew. They backed off immediately.
Yeah, he was standing in a good position and just immediately runs to the other side of the tower. Not going to get caught out. And he might be able to suss out the ward placement on that cliff as well, just from that information.
30 seconds to battle.
Anyway, Keatstars holding both the bottom runes very safely here, and maybe they will make a move towards taking the top one as well.
Wait, God, Dazzle has two games where he's 100% win rate on Dire.
Yeah, I mean, it's very few games of Dazzle played so far, so it's hard to read into the win rates.
What does it augur, Waga? We're on Dire. Brad's got Dazzle. The stats don't lie.
It's over. Fold it in.
Nah, it's not over. It's not over, for sure. I'm curious to see, so it's the position 5 with the Natures there with King Jungle. It's going to be paired up with Costa.
Yeah, he's going to be playing that safe lane, trying to harass, so it's going to be the double melee lane into Nature's Prophet, so you can potentially do a lot of auto attacking here on the lane. Of course, has to be careful about the gush though.
It's a weird time to be in Dota when you see that the Dazzle is paired up against the Zeus in mid. Bryle is completely controlling for the most part here.
He's gonna be very aggressive with the heal as well. The Shadow Wave is annoying for Zeus to try and last it into, because we can always try and mess with the Arc Lightning, just healing right when the creeps are about to be last hit.
Oh gosh, Ari just finds King Jungle's courier. Those are some tangos and a sentry that's just not going to be delivered. That hurts.
Yeah, that's gonna mean that they can't deblock the small camp now, so bit of a pull advantage there.
Xani just throwing his weight around. In the top lane, checking what's modern Whitemon. King RD has taken a lot of harass from Whitemon here.
This is the Enchantress experience. He has the Nature's Attendant, so he knows if they try and turn and go on him, then he's just gonna heal up, and he's getting so much auto-attacking done here, even laying into the Brewmaster.
Put a little pressure. Top. King Jungle's jumping top. Use the Stormhammer, but they get the kill on Tomato. So nicely played here by the Keatstars. Whitemon trying to just out-heal here with these sprites, but it's just too much.
Okay, first rotation working out beautifully here for Nature's Prophet. Gets a tip from his CK as well, as he's quickly back to bottom lane. I mean, that's the value that you can get from Nature's Prophet. Normally, it takes a little bit longer before you see the rotation, but the lane was pushed so far that he could just go comfortably behind them. No worries about, you know, the support reaction. Spirit Breaker had no chance to help out there.
Yeah, I was curious to see if, you know, they were going to try to put more pressure onto Costa during that, but there really wasn't too much that they could do at that time.
I mean, it's just CSing. There's no way you kill a full HP CK. And he didn't even skill stun, so he knows this lane. He's just needing to get the Chaos Strike going so he can sustain himself on the lane and give the Nature's Prophet a chance to leave. Costa Bill has to be careful.
Yeah, Costa's being slapped a little bit, but he's got King Jungles to back him up.
So close to level 3 on the Tide. If he got level 3 there, he could have gushed him, but didn't get it in time. Has level 2 Anchor Smash Jungle.
Level 4 on Zeus, level 4 on Dazzle. Brawl just a little bit further ahead here currently, but not by much.
Yeah, the Zeus is working out decently against Dazzle, but he's still not really getting like free farm, and Dazzle is always the one kind of pushing the lane more, and Zeus just playing on the defense.
I like the aggressiveness of Bryle, the way that he's sitting up towards this, you know, on the high ground, going for these last hits. Top lane, though, a little bit of pressure being placed over onto Whitemon, and King Jungle's just going to go and hold Tomato in place, but goes right through the trees. Whitemon jukes through. Now Tomato in a little bit of a pickle here. They've got lots of nukes, and he's trying to hide underneath his tower, trying to hide in the trees, but the trees are not your friend, not when there's a Nature's Prophet. So that's another kill going the way to Keystars.
Again, no TP reaction. This time, I think Ari kind of needed to be there on Spirit Breaker. They charged bottom instead, tried to go on the CK as the Nature's Prophet TP'd out. But if he was top, maybe he could have helped during the tower dive there.
He's going to try to block this water rune. But in all, he's just going to stick into the lane currently.
Oh, they took the top rune with the Skywrath coming over, though, so no refill for Analog here.
That feels bad. But at least the other lanes are going really well for him this time around, so. It's the I will do without so the other lanes may prosper.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to have to run base with that, but Dazzle enjoying some farm meanwhile.
I mean, it's one of those things where you can't stay on the map that low. Not when there's something like a Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, he also needs to get mana so that he has mana by level 6. It's an important thing. Once he gets ulti, they need to try and make something happen with it. They see him tipping in mid now. He puts down a sentry ward. All right, it's not a sentry ward. It's an observer ward named sentry ward. He just renamed it.
I hate that. Charge down to the bottom lane, though, over onto Costa. Choo-choo, here comes the Spirit Breaker. King Jungles, though? Thinking about teleporting out? Nah. Ryle finds a kill on King RD.
He committed hard for that, though, and just gets the auto attack down.
Yeah.
It's a pretty costly death for him, as Zeus gets a lot of experience from it. And with mana boots now, his ulti is ready. They can start looking towards the side lanes. With the respawn of Sky here, I think he can go and make a kill happen, either bottom or top, whichever he prefers. Or he could bottom refill.
Priority. Top lane again. They just keep showing up and bothering Tomato. There it is. Okay, they do finally send Ari towards the top lane and Ryle, so FCR most likely going to die for this, but they don't get any bashes here, so we'll be able to teleport away.
Yeah, finally they get the punishment at least, and the top rune is going to be denied, so Zeus again, this bottle not going to be refilled more than just from the TP of Sky.
This is good, though. This is what I want to see Keystars do in their other matches, is play aggressively.
I mean, they're getting so much out of their top lane.
They've got themselves a troll. Silence over onto Whitemon, but it doesn't matter. Brian will still be able to get this kill. So we're starting to see this brawl come out from both sides.
30 seconds now for the Wisdom Rune. We'll see maybe Whitemon go in for a steal. He's trying to sneak around. But yeah, Sven is getting shut down pretty hard. Tomato, while his CS is still decent, he has died 3 times already in this game.
I'd like to see some stacks going on for him to try to play catch up, because he is one of those heroes that has that cleave built in. So it's definitely worth it. Nature's Prophet's going to try to steal that Wisdom Rune here from Whitemon, but Whitemon says absolutely not. We're on to your games. Might have to pop those sprites, though.
I mean, he's taking a bit of damage from the auto attacks, but he's just standing his ground, waiting for the help coming in.
Here comes Ari. Run right into King Jungles. They should be enough damage, perhaps. Ooh, no, not with that wand and not with the TP. So he's going to make it out safely.
Didn't get lucky there. 17% not working out for him. So a lot of space made by King Jungle, who's having a really good start here. Been involved in 4 out of 5 kills. Didn't get the steal on the Wisdom Rune, but still forcing both the supports to be busy there for a while. This a very nice impact so far.
Smoke play coming out from Keystars. Skywrath and the Brewmaster are making their way towards this middle area. They're hunting for Costa. He is over here on the side. They'll even drop a ward to see anyone coming through that gate, as Bryle needs to be careful. Oh, this is not looking good here for Bryle. No points in the shallow grave, so he is absolutely toast.
Yeah, even ulting for it. They can push mid tower with the ulti, so it's not really wasted. Just committed for the kill and then quickly go towards this tower. That should bring the tower down as well. Meanwhile, TSM are pushing bottom with a Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, Kasane has that in good time, so we'll continue to push as the middle falls, and this bottom tower probably not long for this world either.
Yeah, the attention is being thrown towards it. At least the Spirit Breaker still hanging around, waiting if anyone is defending.
Dazzle working towards that Agnum Scepter for the upgrade for the Shadow Weave.
It's the common build for mid Dazzle, just getting it immediately so you can target the enemy is really nice. Allows him to farm so much faster and even good for team fighting.
Will we see any variations with this build, or?
No, it's usually just
standard?
the Agnums first and then kind of going back for like Manta styles, pretty common. Just laying into the universal item build.
Sending the TPs, they want to try to make something happen here because they know that the split's on cooldown. They'll find themselves analog though, so they'll rip him off the mark. Now the chase is on. Whitemon has himself that blood grenade. In comes FCR. They want to kill on Whitemon. They'll be able to find it, but Kasane, he's got the Ravage if they want to try to use it. And he will indeed use it, followed up with that Meteor Hammer. They've already taken down King RD. They'll get themselves a kill on FCR too. Good rotations coming out from the side of TSM.
Yeah, TSM swing big. They're getting some really nice kills and now sticking around in the area as well, going for the tier 1 tower and TPing into defense. It's going to be pretty scary. You don't have great vision in the area if you're Dire here or if you're Radiant here. So maybe this tier 1 tower has to be given up. Let's see if they want to try and defend.
Well, they'll use the fortification at the very least to hold on to it a bit longer.
Ryle was in the enemy ancient area and scouted that there's a stack. Ooh. Has to be careful, Miz.
Got Whitemon nearby, though. Whitemon should be able to keep him alive a little bit longer, thanks to those sprites. In comes King Jungle, though. King RD getting charged, though, on the back lines. They'll kill Brile, end up losing King RD. And now it looks like Ari's going to try to run for safety, but he doesn't have a tower to go to. Split's going to be up in about 9 seconds if FCR wants to commit, but looks like he doesn't. Just wants to push back Ari. Wrath of Nature not going to be quite enough to finish him down.
They get 2 nice kills there, but they moved a lot of heroes towards mid, or 1 kill, I should say. But meanwhile, top, this Tidehunter just being ignored, so he's going to slowly bring down this tower. And all this time as well, Sven going back, finding some time to recover and jungle up.
And that is the power of the Meteor Hammer, right? You know, when it came out, everybody laughed at it, but has definitely proven to be very effective on these heroes that you just don't want to engage really early on, unless you absolutely have to.
I mean, it was called a meme hammer for a reason. The first iteration of Meteor Hammer was so weak, but it got a few really nice buffs over time, and it suits perfectly with Tidehunter to just ramp up his farm and also give him some pushing. So he utilizes it nicely here to farm a pulled camp, getting 2 camps at once.
Yeah, he's working towards those boots of travel here.
That's probably nice for him. Being able to join in globally in this game is not a bad idea.
Brile. They've already got the charge. Kasane making his way over. King RD might have chased just perhaps a little bit too far. No, they find their target. They get their kill. They use the split. Now Ari, he is left pretty much alone. He's trying to reel up, tries to use that nether strike, but not going to be able to. They still have the Panda. They've got the vision on Kasane. He's going to have Ravaged in about 7 seconds, but I don't think he's going to use it because he doesn't have his Sven. He doesn't have the rest of his team, and it's taking a while to get this kill. He turns back around because FCR, he's deep underneath the tower, followed up with the Meteor Hammer, and they have that Verdant Gale just keeping him alive a little bit longer. Good play here coming out from TSM to try to turn around and get something out of it.
Yeah, Sven turning around nicely there. Getting this kill on FCR, I think, is massive because he's had such a nice game so far, and you don't want him getting towards that early Radiance that Brewmasters want to get towards. He has the Midas, of course, already saving up gold for Radiance, 1,200 gold in the bank. But the moves so far, Keystars, they're the ones playing with more aggression, I feel. They make a lot of rotations, and this time, after taking the fight, go straight towards the tier 1. So, gonna open up the map a little bit for themselves. With 2 towers removed.
Yeah, I like this. I like the aggression. I'm all for it. And the flip side of this, though, is that Tomato very slowly but surely is starting to catch up in the farm. He's got the Mask of Madness. He's got the Oblivion stuff. He's going to have himself that Echo Saber coming out to him right now. And he's only a little bit behind from the CK. 6.7k net worth on CK, 6.3 on Sven. So, yes, they're making these moves on the side of Keystars, but they also have to address the Sven. Because he will catch up.
I'm curious to see Costa Bill and when he's gonna be joining in for these fights, because so far he's 0-0-0, hasn't joined for any fight. CK, you know, isn't necessarily a hero that you just want to farm all game long. You want to find a timing. Looks like he's building Echo Saber, so I'm expecting Echo into Blink probably, and then try to just pick off Dazzle over and over. So it's probably farming for that as his goal to initiate. But the late game, Sven does really well against CK if you just let the game play out.
Yeah, Brow's getting closer and closer to that Agnum Scepter as well, so... It's weird to see Bryle on these heroes that, like, sit back and farm. I've always been more of a fan of him on, like, very active heroes, but I think that's his, what do you call it? That's his activation, I guess, right? That one item is when we're really going to start to see him ramp up.
Yeah, Dazzle isn't really necessarily all about farming. It's just he wants Agnum Scepter because then he can start fighting a little bit more comfortably. Since they don't really have a combination for him otherwise, they don't have some Naga Siren or something to Shadow Wave onto. But once you get Ags, you just click it on the enemy. And I think he has been joining a lot of fights, but Keystars, this Skywrath has really been working out well to silence him.
Got a lot of heroes in the jungle, though, on the side of TSM currently. I'd like to see them be a little bit more active, perhaps.
They are 5-man jungling right now. They are just waiting timings. This is fully timing based. They want to wait and play towards something else. Sven isn't really ready. They want his BKB preferably, so he doesn't get just controlled by Brewmaster. And even on... Oh, actually, Tide got a little bit far out here.
I think he's okay, though. The rest of the team is, while they are all farming, most of them are pretty close, except for Tomato. He does have to be careful because they're hunting him. They're smoked up. They know that he's got to be in this potential area. As look at King Jungles. He's going to wait patiently. The foreteller of doom. Throws out the Wrath of Nature, throws out the trees, everything in the kitchen sink, even the split dedicated here to getting the kill.
Oh, they canceled the TP on Skywrath, so they want to stick around and push bottom as well. Spearbreaker is behind all this, but they should be thinking about defending. Zeus left. There's no Zeus bottom. This is dangerous for Keystars.
I mean, they see King RD. He's easy pickings right now, especially with Bryle right there. Said dead Skywrath, they'll go and grab themselves FCR, and he's already used the split, so this is a little bit spooky for him, but they don't have anything to cancel out the teleport. So he's out and going to safety. King Jungle's gonna go grab himself one of these Greater Lotuses.
Yeah, very tough to get a cancel there. The bash, you could say that he's unlucky, but you know, he doesn't have any True Strike, and that was Wind Stance level 4 with Drunken buff as well, so very difficult to get a cancel on FCR.
Would you have liked to see Kasane join that fight? Because he does have his shard. He's got Ravage, he's got his shard. He could make something happen there.
I'm honestly a little bit confused that he didn't choose to do so. Yeah. He also has Travels level 2 queued up right now, so he wants to be ready to join on the Tidehunter, onto the Spearbreaker perhaps? Jump the backline?
Maybe?
If he goes for that, that's a really baller play. Level 2 Travels is not very common. Surely he goes for Lotus first, though. I don't know. We'll see. He's having a pretty quiet game so far on Tidehunter, and he is the strongest one on his team.
So I'm a little surprised that, again, with the Boots of Travel, I figure you want to probably join in early. Although top lane, there's Costa. Just going to try it back and forth. That Wrath of Nature hurts, though. And in comes the Skywrath. Not quite enough to finish off Kasane. I feel like he wanted it, but Tomato's nearby. He's going to give him that little bit of war cry. He's just going to scooty booty his way out.
10-second cooldown on the Zeus ulti. He has it just about now, but it's too late as the Tide already got to safety. They're going to try and go towards Roche here. Very early Roche attempt. See if there's any reaction. TSM, they don't really seem to be fully aware of this. They had a ward nearby, but of course they smoke and ran through it.
Yeah, they're going to the bottom, so they've got no idea. And they've got great vision up in the Dire jungle, too. So they know that they are perfectly safe. They can get this Roche.
This is really clutch. Getting this Aegis over in the hands of the Zeus here. I think you take it. Yeah, Zeus gonna snag it up. This will give him a nice sense of security as well in the fights.
Yeah, for items, so the Radiance is completed now for the Brewmaster. Pipe of Insight's going to be completed for White Mon very shortly. What else?
He's portaling? He wants to portal third bottom. That's a dangerous portal to do, though. But he's going behind them.
Oh, there's FCR, Cesari, but he can just charge away if he wants. Tidehunter's nearby. Oh, Kni's just going to teleport out. So they'll end up losing Ahri, and Tide, he doesn't teleport out. Okay.
I mean,
that was a little bit of indecision there.
He tried to TP on the Spirit Breaker. He just got cancelled by Brewmaster ulti and the CK coming in as well. So no way
He's
to
so
really
close though. He could have just walked.
Yeah, I don't know. Now running away from bottom, the Brewmaster ulti being committed. I think this gives a nice window here for TSM to make a play. Feels like TSM are playing very, very cautiously this game.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that because it does feel aggressive in terms of what they drafted. But let's see, Ags is completed now for Dazzle.
Yeah, he's had the Aghanims for a while. I wonder if he's gonna go for the shard.
It's a lot of magic burst damage.
Again, it's Keatstars who are just making more aggressive rotations here, running heroes together and looking for kills. Bottom, we see a charge onto support Nature's Prophet at least.
Okay, so this is fun because when Ahri's charging, Kasane can start teleporting.
Yep.
That's actually I love this.
I mean, this is definitely pretty crazy going for the level 2 travels early. I feel like Tidehunter may be a hero where you can do it, but it's giving up so much. Like, it's very expensive to go for the upgrade on it, but now we should be seeing them have more aggressive intent, because if you go level 2 travels early and then you don't make ganks, then what's the point even? So surely they need to start finding these pickoffs on anyone who shows on the side lanes and utilize what they have now.
I mean, BKB is done on Sven too, so we could potentially see them being way more aggressive coming out from side TSM. You've got the Boots of Travel, you've got the Dead in the Water and the Ravage on your Tidehunter. So I'd love to see just a lot of aggressive vision being placed coming out from TSM and like really forcing Keatstars to, you know, do these D wards, have your Zeus, you know, take a look around.
I think
because he is squishy.
A big thing to mention, though, is Tidehunter going for this build in particular is risky because CK has a Silver Edge already. And if he breaks you and you went for Travels level 2, you have no survivability. He dies to just one stun and Reality Rift. So he's in the area right now. If CK manages to connect, it would be super dangerous. Needs to wait, though. Cooldown on Silver Edge again.
Ooh, that's another kill on Whitemon. Costa. He's got the Silver Edge like we talked about. He knows that there's a Tidehunter here. Tomato joining in though. He wants him anyways. Yeah, look at this. But there's the follow-up. Ahri's here, says Tomato. Gonna allow him to just get that Ravage off. Go for the Meteor Hammer. Almost bonks him out of position. But now King RD's here. They want Brile. Got the silence and got the nuke. They'll get the kill. Tomato, though, chasing after King RD. Has another Storm Hammer. Starts chopping away at him. There's going to be the charge over onto Analog. They want to make them pay for this. They're not happy about this at all. Analog, that's going to be the first life. As now, these Burlings, they can't stay alive long enough, it feels like. Do manage to get Ahri. Chasing after Whitemon. Now Kasane's already leaving. They don't have the super nuke damage that they had coming up from Skarth, but they still have a Zeus.
He has E-Blade ready. They can burst this Ench pretty hard.
Tomato's just going to teleport out. They don't want to be here anymore. Yep, there's the E-Blade, there's Lightning Bolt, and there's the kill.
And meanwhile, Nature's Prophet goes for a little TP in, steals the Wisdom Rune right under their nose, and even though they have the Watcher, they are not there in time to punish it. So good turnaround there. It started pretty bad for CK, since just unfortunately for him, both Sven and the Spirit Breaker were nearby. But at the end of the day, they bring over more heroes and just overpower TSM.
See the power of a Sven against a Brewmaster, though, with all those Brewlings. He just cut through them so quickly.
Yeah, he did a good job microing, splitting up a little bit there, and of course has the shard to end his ulti whenever he wants. So shouldn't die to it, but his ulti losing some of its effectiveness.
Brian does need some protection because they are hunting him constantly, it feels like.
He's going Manta style. Manta style is good here against the Cinder Brew and against the Silence.
So Ahri jumping in the middle of everyone. In comes the Tidehunter, trying to get into a good position. Does not have the Ravage, but does have that thing. So finish off King RD.
That's pretty nasty, actually, because he has the shard. Put the Dead in the Water on them as well.
Wasn't quite enough to save his teammate there, but yeah. It's definitely interesting because any time that you jump on someone, Kasane can be there as long as that TP is off cooldown, and it's not a long cooldown.
Yeah, and he got himself the plate mail on Tide now, so not as much at risk of dying to the CK. CK is hunting him again.
He's hunting him again. Here comes Brile, though. Brile's like, They thought about sending King Jungles in there, but they decided against it. They don't know where Sven is currently. Do you find White Mon? Mon using the sprites. Does have the Pipe of Insight completed. And it doesn't look like they want to go and use that split. They will actually use it, though. So Tomato's going to be thrown up into the air on the Cyclone Panda.
Yeah, let's see if they can find any kill here, though. This is just a Brewmaster ulti for nothing right now, as they don't have a creep wave. And I think the ulti's just kind of wasted here.
I say so.
It does keep them a little bit at bay, I guess, on the side of TSM, but it's not threatening to kill anything. And now, pretty big power spike window here where Tidehunter has Ravage ready, has that level 2 travels that we've seen already, so they should probably make a move on TSM.
Yeah, they're smoked up. TSM has decided that now they are going to be the ones that knock. They're making their way, coming through the jungle.
The charge is coming. King Jungles, he sniffs it out, I think. He's gonna be safe.
He's out. He's out.
Radiant are scanning.
But that gives them full control of this Radiant part of the jungle now. You can see everybody's just backing off on the side of Keystars. They're like, something doesn't seem right. We're not seeing people showing in lane. And we saw a Spirit Breaker maybe doing some weird stuff there on the creep wave. Let's just play it safe, get into the base.
It's a good idea to back off. They have really good vision out, and they don't see anyone. So obviously they know about the smoke rotation, and they do not want to lose one of their key heroes again, especially Chaos Knight right before he gets his BKB would be very punishing. So just sit back, play a bit patient. At the same time, TSM, you know, we saw that everyone was in base, but it took a while before they actually had a vision of where Keystars are. Both teams dewarding a bit, and Chandras is gonna go and get rid of the ward on the high ground here that spotted out the smoke.
So what's the next big item for each of these teams? Because they're sitting back just kind of farming, but
the big timing for TSM right now is that they're about to finish AC on Sven, and they also, of course, have that map style coming up on Dazzle in just 500 gold right now. And Sven only needs 350 more gold, so very close to getting a lot stronger. Even Tidehunter is, you know, closing in on what looks to be a BKB next item in 1,000 gold. But over on the side of Keystars, it's the BKB that I mentioned. They need it on Chaos Knight really badly, and they're going for their own Assault Cuirass on the Brewmaster.
Roche is going to be respawning in about 13 seconds. I'd like to see them put a priority on that.
Yeah, top part of the map, very important now. That's why we see King Jungle TP in and put a ward. He's going to run into Kasane, though.
Just a little mushroom man fighting with a big old Kraken dude. Meme Hammer coming in. You'll see King RD is here. Tomato here off to the side, but he's being held into place. Using that BKB. Now it looks like Brow should be able to get the kill on King Jungles. There's still that little bit of a run here from Ari.
They have to run on TSM. Sven getting healed up now.
I mean, if
but using your BKB and ulti like that and getting nothing, I mean, Nature's Prophet, he's happy to feed 20 more times if he needs to. It's not even that bad to die on this hero.
I mean, this also puts them at a disadvantage if they wanted to go for that Roche, because it is up. In fact, see King RD making his way over towards the pit.
Yeah, they're gonna get the D ward at least for TSM here, so cleaning the way towards the Roche, but we see Keystars just starting it. I think they're feeling confident because Sven doesn't have ulti or BKB, so very difficult for him to contest this.
They have a smoke over on Ari, but looks like they're just gonna have Kasane continue to push out. BKB is completed though now for Tidehunter, and he's got Ravage. I just don't think they're gonna be able to get over there in time. They smoke.
Yeah, they smoke, but it's looking to be a little bit too late here. We'll see. They're rushing over.
Now Ari running through, sees King Jungles. There's the split, and they just back off. They're like, okay, they're already in the pit. Let's just leave. We've gotten the split out from FCR. We do not need to fight this at this time. Although they could potentially still go in on this because they don't have...
They're going for Sven. They're going for Sven. The rotation down bottom instead. He's gonna smell it though, Tomato. Not gonna get caught by it.
They're still
very
hunting.
Awkward here as both teams are kind of dodging each other on one side of the map each.
Yeah.
Radiant's courier has been
Little free Roshan or courier kill there for Spirit Breaker, working towards his Octarena's next item. Now with Aegis in hand though, this gives Definitely CK a little bit of an easier time to run in and look for those pickoffs with Silver Edge, knowing that you can't just die immediately. You can always respawn and use the BKB.
Got the enchanted quiver on Dazzle. That always is very nice.
Ari went for the damage talent on 15 on Spirit Breaker. That's pretty rare. Usually it's the bulldoze that we see come out. I suppose because he's against Brewmaster.
He just be dispelled.
You could say, yeah, it gets dispelled a lot, but
when they clicked on it, they on the hunt though. They saw Analog was here. They need to stun him though, and they just don't have it in time.
Oh man. That's not the first time Tomato uses his ulti like that and doesn't get to connect cleanly there. Even with the Blink Dagger, doesn't really catch Analog, who nicely evades it there with the Blink and the Heavenly Jump.
Would you have liked to see Tomato just continue to push down here with the team?
Kind of hard to push into the Aegis. I think it's smart to back up and just play the map a little bit. You don't necessarily want to take a fight close to the enemy towers when the enemy have Aegis. So he also used his early ulti there, so would be very tough.
It's like he is going to regroup with the team, though, after pushing out the top wave, so... Uh-oh, Enchantress. Gonna run into FCR. Should be able to teleport out in time, though.
Okay, gets to safety. Meanwhile,
Ryle is gonna get spotted out here, but oh, the tables have turned because here comes Tomato. He's here. He's gonna be able to help assist.
Here comes the cavalry, though.
Cavalry is indeed here. They don't have the God Strength for a little bit longer, so Ryle will end up dying. BKB gets used on Tomato, but he's just gonna try to teleport out. We'll be able to manage it. That's not how you want to use those BKBs. His Analog's just facing off with Ari. Wind Panda, though, making sure that he can't teleport away. Is he going to be able to charge out in time? He's silenced. Too much nuke. Very nicely done by Costa.
Good TPM by Nature's Prophet there as well. King Jungle, the very selfless TP. He knew that that was an extremely risky one-way ticket that he purchased, and sadly he does go down, but at the back of they get some nice advantage now, pushing in, stealing away the Tormentor as Sven is nowhere near and can't really fight anymore.
Yeah, now we get lightning hands for Zeus.
Yeah, it's a nice little buff to get, I guess.
Look at him. He's got like no fear of Tomato because he knows that he had to TP out.
Oh, the root from the
Look at this. Okay, all right, they're going to try to send it. Oh, the Ravage, though, coming into play with the Meteor. Costa was not expecting that. That is going to be the Aegis down Tomato. They're trying to keep him alive. They've got some of these sprites Analog. He's trying to do what he can to help out, but Tomato will eventually end up dying as Kasane on the run will use his BKB. Does not have the TP, though, and it's just bodies chasing after him, slapping him around. This is not looking good now for Kasane, as he will eventually die.
Oh, that was really big for Keystars there. Looked like they might be able to turn it around. They tried with all the healing they had, but they didn't have the potential to really take that fight there as well. Not quite enough resources to save the Sven after he loses that much HP immediately. And we see Sven taking any fight without BKB ready is nearly impossible. Just a random root from the Nature's Prophet ulti, and he basically got screwed by that.
That was some cheeky shit coming out from Analog. Let's be really honest there. Like, he's like, oh, you don't have BKB. I'm not afraid of you. And then he calls in his friends. But the rest of the team, they were there so quickly. End up losing an Aegis, but they've already broken up here into the high ground. Another stun over onto Bryle. The chase is on. They want to get rid of this Dazzle. And it looks like they should manage it. He's trying really hard to stay alive, but he's held in the trees. It's a mega kill for Costa as he uses his BKB, turns his attention now over to these racks. No Dazzle for 50-something. We'll have Tidehunter come up shortly, but he doesn't have Ravage. And of course, Sven will be up very, very soon. But they're going to finish off these racks and then potentially just leave as they use that Ogre Totem. Tomato joining in, trying to cut through. King Jungles does indeed get left behind. So he will end up falling here. So they'd really love to get their hands on this Brewmaster. He's so fast, though. Got themselves a charge. They've got their own race car as they get a bash back. And they will just start unloading all the damage that they possibly can. But he's so tanky. He's got himself that radius. He's got himself the Assault Cuirass. So it takes some doing. But eventually they'll get the kill.
Some really big kills to get on the back of that, at least something for TSM. They've been on the back foot this entire game and just struggling. The Dazzle again getting caught out there before the respawns come in. Reality Rift just pulling him out of position, put him in such an awkward spot to defend. So Rax gets taken by Keystars. They do lose some on the way out, but still fantastic for them, solidifying a little bit of a lead in buildings there. What I want to see right now, though, on TSM, I feel like they're missing this Dazzle Shard, honestly. Even though it doesn't kill off the CK illusions, having the ability to hex the opponents is so useful. They are kind of lacking in control in these team fights. They're just being held. Like hexing the Zeus or even this the Brewmaster can be really big.
Yeah, I expected TSM to explode a lot more than what they're doing. But it's really been the opposite. It's been Keystars making these aggressive plays, especially with having the Nature's Prophet, just being super mobile early on.
Yeah, it's worked out really beautifully. I feel like this strat that they're going for with level 2 travels, TPing around with the Spirit Breaker, how much have we really seen it pay off? I feel like it worked like once.
It feels like a meme.
Yeah, it really does. I think they invested so many resources into having the ability to TP on Spirit Breaker. The Tidehunter could have been much more massive earlier into the game, you know, go towards an early Shivas or building towards maybe an Aghanims even for some control and AoE. AoE minus armor with Dazzle is fantastic.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun, and the possibilities are pretty neat. But yeah, we have not seen it implemented in a way that has been very impactful in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, Keystars have done a good job just reacting to it as well. They haven't been getting caught out a lot by the Spirit Breaker.
They do have a heart on Costa now. And he's hunting through this jungle. They're already off to the side. Satanic is completed now for Sved, so as long as he's able to hit, that gives them a really good chance here.
I almost feel like he needs the harpoon as well to be able to pull himself closer, because he's having some smart PC moments too.
Bryo gets caught out, but they do end up using the Thunder God's Wrath for scouting purposes, so.
You know, when that Chaos Bolt comes flying, the only difference between a support Dazzle and a core Dazzle is how much gold you give.
Yep.
He just dies right there. It doesn't matter. Your core? Okay, well, CK doesn't think so.
Well, they're trying to force Tomato to BKB. Whitemon's here, though. Just gonna use the Healing Sprouts, bring him right back up again.
Now playing towards bottom. They do have a charge onto the Nature's Prophet, but this is on the tower.
I mean, they're going to go for it anyways. They've got 3 heroes here. They've got the Ravage available on Kassan if they want to try to use the BKB. Gets committed by Tomato. So he just wants to teleport out. He doesn't want to stay here any longer, so he's out. Whitemon and Kasane have been left behind. It's a big tanky Tide boy, but doesn't have his backup, so I think he just wants to try to run as Ari uses that Shadow Blade. He's waiting to see if he can... Nah, this is a dead Kasane.
Chasing for Ari. They do have the Zeus for Vision. Oh, he gets the charge in time, though. That fight felt really awkward as well. Going on the tower like that, they used the BKB very early on Sven to try and bring down the Furion, but then they don't have it for the team fight. So he just says, peace team, I'm TPing out, and then it's every man for himself. So sure, you killed off the support Nature's Prophet, but now you lost your Tidehunter, one of your biggest heroes. So again, a move that is questionable at best for TSM. They're really struggling to find good fights against Keystars here.
Yeah, they have the opportunity to get another Roche, and there's really nothing that they can do without having this Tidehunter up, so showing signs of life. I like it.
CK also building towards that Bloodthorn as his next item, gonna give himself even more attack speed and more bursts. The damage when the Orchid sets is so massive on the Bloodthorn. The 60% of the damage you took during it, and that's a lot with the CK.
I have just not felt any impact coming out from this Dazzle.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't know. The Dazzle is a very strong hero, but honestly, I think a lot of it comes back to his shard. It's a very useful shard to have, and it's 37 minutes, and he still didn't elect to go for it. Even if you can't kill the CK illusions, you can hex all of them, and you know, then they don't do any damage during it.
That makes a big difference.
It's one of those classic moments. He wants it from the Tormentor, so it's like, I'll get it for free, guys. I want it for free. I don't want to pay for it. I just want to get it from Tormentor, guys. And then you just play the entire game without shard because of it.
Greedy, greedy core.
Yeah, still doesn't.
Right. Oh, they Analog sees Ari right away here. It's just gonna be forced to charge on out.
Ooh, he missed.
They were trying.
Close. They wouldn't really be able to catch him anyway, though. The Spirit Breaker kind of doing what he wants right now. He also got the Timeless Relic on Spirit Breaker. That's a huge neutral item for him.
Pressure being placed on the bottom lane. Tomato forced away. It's working towards that overwhelming blink as his next item, but I feel like Tomato has not been really close to his team this entire game.
He's been there, but he usually just TPs out immediately, or he gets focused and gets brought down early in the fights. It's been Keystar's honestly doing a really good job controlling this Sven. And now they're pushing high ground with the Aegis. CK posting some big question here. What are you gonna do if I just hit the building?
Bro's just whacking away at him. Sane, though, joining in. There's the hit here coming out from Ari. They're gonna try to burst down this Aegis first time around.
Still has the Aegis, though.
Still, yeah, they've got the vision on Costa. They're gonna see if they can try to build it down. That's that double Mystic Flare coming into play. Ari going, he's getting just hit so hard here. As Kasane in position, he's silenced. They're not going to be able to use that Ravage as they dive a bit deep. Especially coming out from King Jungles. They need to protect Tomato. There it is. There's that Ravage we talked about. It's going to be able to get the kill on King Jungles. They still have an Aegis, though. Things are scary. Tomato trying to fight his way through. Still trying to put as much damage as they can. Kasane hitting away over onto FCR, but they're losing Tomato. He's going to have to buy back. White Man also to pull Kasane. They're just losing people left and right and being forced to buy back. Costa is a raid boss right now. They just cannot seem to take him down, and they'll need to take him down twice. More buybacks. They really want this kill. It's very expensive. FCR joining back and does not have the split. Waiting to provide any sort of support, Costa. All right, there it is. They're going to try to keep him alive just a little bit longer, but they have the meme hammer holding him down into place. FCR doing everything he can, but without that split, he can't do much. This is everything in the kitchen sink being used on Costa. So be the charge forward. They're hoping to get FCR. Yeah, no split available on this guy. They need to go bash him out of that TP. He's not going to be able to finish it. An expensive fight for TSM, but they do manage to finally get the kill on Costa, and they managed to grab one more on their way out.
Yo, the unsung hero of that fight is Ari, the Spirit Breaker, doing so much in that fight, just controlling everybody over and over with the charge. It cost them a lot. Triple buyback is a lot of resources committed, but they did get some big kills. They got 2,500 gold for killing CK, 1,600 plus gold for killing the Brewmaster. So the buybacks, sure, but they immediately got paid for it.
Look at the experience and net worth all of a sudden, that shift. It's pretty big.
Yeah. And finally that shard up on the Dazzle as well.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Together with the Spirit Breaker continuously charging with his Timeless Relic and Octarine Core, the Dazzle providing the Hex as well could be enough AoE control for them to win some fights.
Did he finally get the shard? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, going for a steal now on the Tormentor. It's a very fast steal.
Oh, yeah. Tomato will help himself to his own shard for the Ward Cry. Undispellable feels very, very good when you're up against a Brewmaster.
Yeah, it's fantastic here. Also, just getting a bit of extra armor for everyone is very useful against the CK. I mean, he has so much damage, he might still be killing you, but it's gonna at least maybe push some people over the threshold where they survive. The big part being the Undispellable, though, for sure.
Gotcha.
Now we will see Keystars. They've been having the advantage this entire time, but can they really close out the game? We're heading towards the late game where I've been saying Sven does match up really well against the CK. The farm difference is negligible here between the two of them. CK is at 28,000 versus the 27,000 Sven.
Sane getting closer and closer to the 25 mark.
Yeah, also has the ideas of Refresher. He's got the 2 cornucopias already, just needs to farm 1,700 more gold for the recipe.
If there's any more big items coming out here. Do you have the Ags now for Spirit Breaker? And they go for a smoke over on the side of Keystar, so they're hoping they can get a pick and potentially make something out of this.
Yeah, they're trying to be a little bit sneaky as well and play Roshan area, perhaps set up some vision ahead of time. But for now, nobody in that area. TSM all sitting inside their base apart from Kasane, who's out in the bottom part. Using the Nature's Prophet Treants here to try and scout. It's basically the only way you use the Nature's Call nowadays. It's not really used for pushing much, but for scouting, giving some vision.
It's useful. Coast revealing himself over on the creep wave.
Yeah, they will scout out Enchantress as well, so they find out where they are.
Another smoke getting
again.
used.
Dire are scanning.
It's a lot of resources used here.
They're sneaking in through the mid. Look at this.
Ooh, could be huge.
Could be huge indeed, as they're going to start chopping away over at these pandas. Again, they have this little bit of a rip, but they've got the BKB, so it's not going to affect Ari at all with that Mystic Flare. As Whiteman taking the damage. FCR. All right, there it is. A beautiful Ravage coming out from Kasane. They slice through this Brewmaster. Kosa, though, he wants Tomato. Wants to try to get there. Another charge coming out from Ari will disrupt. They don't have the Ravage anywhere. Costa dragging back over on Tomato. They're trying to fight each other, but look at this cleave damage, too. Tomato, he needs to do more. They've got the shallow grave. He needs to hit something, as just King Jungle's on the back line. Tomato will eventually fall. He does not have buyback. As Bryle running, puts down his own shallow grave. Buyback comes out now from FCR. Two down on the side of TSM. They want Ari too, and they have it. Bryle also gonna get hit with that concussive shot. But the buildings are falling. Vivo Keystars, they waited patiently. And they know that Tomato doesn't have buyback because he bought back very earlier.
Yeah,
King Jungle's buying back. They want to make sure that this is full megas.
They just can't fight against this. There's only two of them, so they're sitting back hoping maybe to hold their throne here somehow, but CK is just laying into the buildings, and with Brewmaster having ulti again, this is gonna spell GG, I believe.
This is not looking good for the side of TSM. Yeah, look at this. Bryle forced to use the BKB. Does have the reality of piercing that immunity, but see, Kasane, they'll turn their attention. They're just throwing bodies at them right now. Like, maybe we can distract them, guys. But nope, they cannot. They are going for that victory, going for the throne. And a little bit of tomfoolery on the back end here. Wanting to pad those stats. The Ravage will come out from Kasane, but the GGs get dropped. And Vivo Keystars, they're gonna keep on fighting.